Zephaniah 3:9, and this is, as most people may realize, it is the verse where we have the language restored to us. There are some interesting things when you start looking into this verse, though. I would say actually very interesting. So let's start with the verse. Start with Zephaniah 3:9. For then I will restore to the people a language pure that they may all call on the name of Yahweh to serve him with one accord. Now the interesting thing is when we get into the word there for people, the word is am. And I've dealt with this word before because of studying some issues with the bride and saying, that has to marry a person from the people, from Am. And so it wouldn't be everyone there because then that's not a restriction. So it's either a nation or a tribe. It's a smaller subset. And we get that when we start looking through the word as well. Now, the first time it is used, and this is going to be hilarious for those who are interested in Zephaniah 3:9, the first time it's used is Genesis 11, and that's the Tower of Babel. The Lord said, if as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. So he took it from the people and obviously separated out the languages and divided us up. And he says, I'm going to bring them back. Now, again, the question is, does that mean the entire remnant of those on earth, those who did not die during the Great Tribulation? Or I should say maybe even the Tribulation and Great Tribulation, the time of Jacob's trouble and the Great Tribulation. Or is it just the remnant of his people, the Israelites who are going back home? And I would think here that it is just the Israelites going back home. Now, if everybody else wants to learn that as a language, that's up to them. That's probably the smartest thing to do. But the next time that this is used, which is interesting as well, is Genesis 14:16. And Genesis 14:16 is when Lot was captured. Now, not dealing with Sodom and Gomorrah, this is before that. This is when Lot was captured in a battle, and Abraham went out to rescue him. And it says in verse 16 of Genesis 14, he recovered all the goods and brought back his relative Lot and his possessions together with the women and the other people. Again, the word am. So it's certainly a subset because they divided out the women from the description of the people. So it's an interesting thing that we have a subset. Now, that being said, how is it going to happen? I don't know. Is it going to be just like the Tower of Babel? I don't know, but I certainly hope so. We're going to be coming together from all places on the earth. So you'll have people from like Vanuatu who speak some type of language. Some people there may actually speak English or French, but some people could be in the native tongue. You can have, obviously, the French. I don't speak French. Russian, Swedish, obviously you get to South America, you'll be dealing with either Portuguese or Spanish. And again, how many languages are there? The Chinese dialect, whatever dialect that is, and again, they have multiple. Japanese, there are so many different languages, and we first meet all at once. How are we going to communicate? Does he do it then so we can communicate with each person? Don't know. It doesn't say. We could, much like most things, we have to learn things. So it may be a learning process for us. And that would be very much consistent with who and what he is with all other things. I mean, let's be honest, the Bible has been, we've had to learn and work through it. But then again, he had to open our eyes to it. And maybe he opens our eyes to accepting that other language. I don't know, just a different thought process on it. And again, I really did this because of the word am. And what's it mean? Is it meaning just us or is it everyone?